everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2021 Ford Ranger Lariat. But first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Ranger. Check out the inventory link below. Let's get straight into the video. So under the hood of the Ranger, we have a turbocharged 2.3 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 270 horsepower and then 310 pound-feet of torque. Let's go over the front end of the Ranger. So first off, you've got these full LED lights here for the Lariat package. You've got the LED accent light there, and then you've got the giant projector bulb, and then you got the Ranger chrome front grille, right? The Lariat's supposed to be the luxury package, so you've got the chrome accenting. Parking sensors here on the front, you've got a little fog light there at the bottom, and then you've got your tow hooks. And at the very bottom, we do have our little Ranger air dam. But other than that, here is the full front end on the Ranger. On the side here, we've got two 65mm tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the front and in the rear. And since this one does have the FX4 4x4 package, whatever you folks want to call it, you've got the more aggressive tires, so they're going to get you a little bit better grip on the off-road. And then here's kind of a look at the front suspension on the Ranger. And then you got your Ranger Lariat badge right there on the side. And other than that, here's your full side view on the Ranger. Now, popping into the bed of the Ranger, the payload capacity is about 1,479 pounds, and then it doesn't come with the bed liner standard. You can get it as an option, or you can get it done after the fact. But yeah, I mean, the payload is super solid on the truck, and you guys can see it's a pretty normal bed. There's not a lot to talk about, so, well, clue you. Now, going over the rest of the rear of the Ranger, you've got the 4x4 sticker there on the side, and then you got the gigantic LED Ranger taillights right here, and then you've got your parking sensors there at the bottom. Gigantic Ranger logo. Towing capacity is about 7,000 pounds here with the Lariat, and that's the rest of the rear. And here's the door panel in the Ranger Lariat. So first off, they actually give you this nice like leather with stitching here. You're going to rest your arm. It's tiny, but they still did it. Got your door handle up here with kind of like the gray trim, and then here are the seats in the back of the Ranger. So you've got the really nice leather here with the stitching that goes all throughout, and then stitching there in the center portion, and then you guys can see the leather down below. But let's actually pop in, which I shouldn't have worn jeans today, that's all I gotta say. Anyways, if I sit all the way up, I'm 5'11", I still have some headroom. Now, just like every other mid-sized truck, legroom is cramped. If you guys are wondering why there's mud all over my pants, well, you guys will understand in a future video. You've got your little power outlet right here with a couple of USBs, and this pulls down to be a couple cup holders. That's the back of the Ranger. Now, going over the door panel here in the front, again, you've got the nice soft touch leather here with all of the window controls, and then you got the door handle up here again with the gray trim that kind of matches the exterior paint. And then here are the seats at the front, again, full leather here with nice stitching there in the center portion. You've got the power adjustment. Part of it is manually adjustable. There's the pedals down below. Light controls are just up above right here, and then that's for your little cargo light. The mirror adjustment's actually in that little area, and then again, they do the more gray metallic trim. The steering wheel is manually adjustable, and there's one more look before we pop in. Now here's the steering wheel on the Ranger. So you've got nice leather all around the steering wheel, and then you've got the contrasted stitching there on the center portion. You've got your controls for the one center screen, and then the controls for the other center screen. Notice it does have adaptive cruise control, and then you've got your voice command volume controls on that side. Got the little turn signal stock right there, and then you got the windshield wiper stock on the other side, and, well, that's all for the steering wheel. Here in the gauge cluster area, you can see you've got the speed there in the center, and then you do have the screen here on the one side that shows you stuff like the RPM, for example. It shows you your distance till empty. I definitely like the little RPM readout, so we're going to leave that right there. And then the other side's like your navigation, entertainment, phone, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the center gauge cluster. Now here for the infotainment system, let's pop it into reverse so you guys can see the backup camera. It does have a zoom function there on the receiver hitch, and then you can turn the steering wheel to turn the trajectory lines, and then you've got the parking sensors out the back and the front with the Ranger. As for the rest of the screen, notice that you've got, again, that dark metallic gray trim all around. Response time on the screen is actually really solid. This is kind of like Ford's newer iteration. You do get ambient lighting. We're going to do aggressive or red, which is aggressive. And yeah, you know what? My words aren't making sense today, so that's the infotainment system. Let's head to the rest of the truck. Now down below, you've got your analog controls for the radio, and then you have your analog climate controls. This does come with a dual zone climate, heated seats as well, which the control is right here for the seats. You guys can see that illuminate. And then you've got a couple 12 volts on either side. I love how they make everything even in the truck. And then two USBs, again, making everything even. And then we've got some controls right here. So hopefully the camera will focus. There we go. you got your auto stop start, you've got your locker, you've got the little trailer tow mode, and then you guys can see you've got the parking sensors and the stability control, and then you've got your drive line select. So you've got your 4-wheel low, your 4-wheel high, and then your 2-wheel high. And then here's the shifter for that 10-speed automatic. The S is for the sport mode, and then you can manually shift with those buttons right there. And well, that's all for that section. Couple cup holders right here, and then you've got the little e-brake, and then you've got the center console with more leather and stitching on it, and then opening up, you guys can see storage space is pretty good. And then you got the dark metallic gray trim right there, and then coming over the glove box, pretty normal little setup right there. And then notice they do the nice stitching all over the dash as well. Up top here, we've got a sunglass holder, lighter colored headliner for the rest of the top. Normal mirror, nothing crazy happening. And then you guys probably wondering about the window. It is a operable window, but it's manual. There's no button for it. So yeah. Now that we're done going to the interior on the Ranger, let's quickly get into the pricing. So in terms of pricing, this truck stickers for about $41,000 for any type of market adjustment, which for being a loaded up Ranger, I think that's pretty decent. Let's take her out, see how she drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off here in the Ranger. So first off, visibility of the hood. Just like any other Ranger, it's pretty easy to see out of. It's not a huge truck hood, so yeah, simple there. There's visibility through both the mirrors. They do have blind spot monitoring, and then here's throughout the rest of the rear. Now, that little part kind of comes up high, so it kind of gets in the way of visibility a little bit, but it's not bad by any means. And let's set off. We are setting off here in the Ranger Lariat, and first off, let's talk about the road noise and the ride quality. So from a ride quality standpoint, the Ranger does a really good job as a mid-size truck. Totally accidentally clicked that. It does a really good job as a mid-size truck. So most of these mid-size trucks, they don't drive nearly as nice as like the 1500s. And the Ranger though, it drives really nice. Definitely has more of kind of like a luxury truck feel to it. So I would kind of put it in between like a mid-size truck and a full-size truck from a ride quality perspective. And in terms of the noise that comes through in the cabin, pretty much average. It's not any worse or any better than any of the other mid-sized trucks in the segment. Now I'm going to pop over in the sport mode. There's totally a floor mat that like is making it super difficult to use the pedals, so I'm trying my best here, folks. Yeah, the manual shifts are pretty good when you're downshifting. Well, now we are going to be getting our full-blown acceleration here with the Ranger Lariat. Yeah, gear shifts are really quick here with the Ranger. And I'll pop it back into the automatic mode because I know how people feel about me manually shifting after some stuff happened with a Ram TRX, but just kidding. So in terms of the power, it's really good, and especially at elevation, having a turbocharged engine is just, it's awesome, right? Because look at this. Like, you just get so much torque and you don't get the same power loss as a naturally aspirated engine. And that's a huge benefit of the Ranger over its competitors. A lot of its competitors have naturally aspirated engines only. The Colorado has that little diesel engine you can get, so it's kind of that's just significantly different than this. But again, most of them naturally aspirated 4 cylinders, and some of them have V6s as well. And so because this is turbocharged, you get tons of low-end torque, but you don't get that same power loss that you get with a naturally aspirated engine at elevation like what this truck has. So what that really means overall is, from a performance standpoint, the Ranger's pretty much same power figures, but it feels faster than its competitors. And the reason being is we're at 4,500 feet elevation, so it makes sense. And summing things up with the truck as a whole package, so first off, I think the price point's perfect. I mean, $41,000, really inexpensive for like a loaded up luxury truck. Payload capacity in this truck's amazing. I think the exterior looks pretty good. It's a little bit understated, but you don't need a crazy looking truck. And then in terms of the interior with this Lariat package, I think it's a really nice interior here. Again, at the price point, all these materials, they would be really easy to clean off, just because they're not like the crazy leather. This is kind of like the stuff that it's a little bit rougher to the touch, but it's easier to clean and maintain. So overall, I would say the Ranger, it's a really nice mid-sized truck. And if you're looking at a mid-sized truck, you really do have to check out the new Ranger because it's different than the rest of the competition. Now that is going to sum things up for our video on this 2021 Ford Ranger Lariat. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Schmiller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with the Ranger. Check out their inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.